Forza Horizon 3. Welcome, friends, to what is widely acclaimed to be the best Forza to exist. This is one of those games that every single time a new one comes out, they're like, nah, this is better. And I disagree. And instead of just spouting rubbish, I'm going to show you exactly why. And I'm not even going to talk about the PC port. That's not even the reason. This, it's a little bit better, right? Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's just the garage. We don't need the garage. There's no problem at all. All right. Forza Horizon 3 at 60 frames, 4K, looking as beautiful. Go away. So I think the very first thing, this is running on Ultimate right now. Not to say Forza Horizon 3 looks that dated compared. Both of them still look great. But this game looks so much better. Worlds better. Not the best looking game to exist by a long stretch, but it is great. Even at a lower resolution that I'm having to run at because my 6800 XT is eating dirt at the minute. But you can just tell in the detail so much better. But it's always a bit of nostalgia jumping back to previous games in general, not just Forza games, but in general. It's so cool to see this map still holding up. The map is great. I really do enjoy the map. It feels more like exciting. It feels more exotic. It feels like a place I'd actually want to visit. I do want to visit Australia. We've also got the introduction of this, which was the drone camera, and we've had it improve since. This game is going to have, as we go through and explore, a lot of features that you can expect to see re-popping up. A lot of them, granted, improving, but this was definitely the beginning of the Forza formula currently. I mean, technically it was Horizon 2, but get a bit specific there. Before I change car, actually, this is a very good point. So the car list in this game is really good. In fact, there's some cars and body kits, for example, that are in this game that make me go, this game has something to it. Ferrari would just absolutely never allow this like any other game. I'm gonna jump into this. In fact, I'm not sure they actually allowed it in this game. Very quickly they were like, no. Oh yeah. God, the model looks worse. It definitely looks worse, but it's definitely the same model. So that would bring me to the car list mention. In the car list in Forza Horizon, in Horizon 3, there are actually 200, at least 200 less cars in the car list total, which is wild to think about. Of course, over time, it got a few more. Just like in Forza Horizon 5, it's now definitely closer to, what, 600 probably? I'm not even sure. But even just looking through the cars, you can already tell we're jumping through this list pretty quick. And granted, this is my cars, but compared to Horizon 5, once again with the cars, I don't own all of them, but I own a heck of a lot. And they actually had to update the menu to make it the menu's a lot nicer, right? Let's be real. Jump in manufacturer like this, but there's just so many more cars. So many. Oh. You know what? The location, though. The location, I'm going to keep coming back to that, and it's got to be a point to Horizon 3. It's just an exciting place to be. It's an interesting place to be. I can't believe it's been so long since we've had a proper big city. At least it felt big. It definitely wasn't a big city, but this is, in fact, probably the only Horizon game with a pretty large city included, which is maybe an engine limitation. Oh, but they've done it here. Okay, maybe it's actually not as big as I remember. That's what she said. You can see that, though, it is an actual proper city. It's got skyscrapers, and we know it's possible for them to do that. Obviously, it was just a design thing with Horizon 5. They wanted to do a smaller, more quaint city. They've definitely taken more of a focus on the countryside side of things for the last two games. However, this one definitely had a good variety mix. It had street races, and I actually really remember doing those. That was really good. It was good fun. But it's pretty obvious to me looking at this straight away that Forza Horizon 4 and 5's maps definitely are bigger than this. There's a lot more to explore, but there's a variety of stuff here that you don't get in some of the, there's just more to it, more variety. Yeah, the map, although not my favorite. The city, I'd actually say there's about the same, if not more roads. Technically, it's more dense than the Horizon 3 city, but the amount of stuff is just, it just doesn't compare. It does not compare. I just feel, though, that the theme of the map is pretty limited. Like, the areas you actually use, it feels like 90% desert, to be honest. Australia is mostly desert, but I don't know, it just had more green and more areas I actually wanted to go. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting, because there's definitely something to note about this game. I don't know if there's anything new, really properly new, in Horizon 5 that didn't originate from this game. As I said, we've got the drone. Wait, no, I'm wrong. There is definitely one thing. One thing it isn't is the creator. Technically, the creator started in this game right here, which is pretty cool. It was mega basic, absolutely mega basic. In Horizon 4, they improved it a bit. In Horizon 5, they've now, well, they beat everybody else. No other racing game today has this type of system, but in this game, it was a lot more basic. Essentially, all you can create is these really limited events that, well, set your car and set a location to drive to, and basically, that's all you could do. Which, you know, for the time, it was good. So I'm gonna get 10 lucky escape skills. What does that mean? I don't actually know what that means. But it ended up being a super cool way to check out some cars that you couldn't have access to otherwise, including some cars that no one should have access to, because remember, with Horizon 3, they accidentally released the developer version of the game. I say accidentally, but it really did. I feel like inspired them to try a lot more things. Is it near misses? I'm trying near misses, and it's just not working. I don't know what this means. And I think that's another huge point, that, yeah, Horizon 5 at least did a much better job explaining what the hell I'm supposed to do. Obviously, in Horizon 5, we have the event lab. So if we jump in here, we can actually create an actual event. Can I? Yes. In Horizon 5, we can place pretty much anything you can imagine. You could create any type of event you want. There's so much stuff you can do with this game. They have since improved it over the previous time that I used it, which it was quite broken and you couldn't edit and save stuff and continue it later. So the stuff we've seen recently has just gotten wild. Definitely the best addition they've made in the last like 5 years, no doubt. Now, don't get me wrong, this game was mega safe as well. They created this as just a slight mild step up from Horizon 2. Horizon 2 is like, it's kind of what it comes down to. The ultimate thing of what your favorite Forza game is. It's not what's the best game, because ultimately they're all pretty damn similar, and that's fine. We've come to accept that that's the case, right? But it ends up being the game that you played the most of becomes your favorite, ultimately. And that's why everyone has their favorite, and it's likely Horizon 3, because that's probably when it started to properly peak in popularity. The popularity has exploded with Horizon 4 and 5, considering everyone can access it with Game Pass, meaning it's more accessible. Those people don't think they're spending more money than if they just bought the game. The fact of the matter is, you could jump into any of these games, and all of them are pretty much as good as each other. That only really becomes an issue if you play a hell of a lot of it. And you get bored of games quite easily. All of them end up feeling the same. Like, you'll get the same feeling. Now, one thing that's debatable, actually, is that the online system in this game is actually fully split. There was no drop-in, drop-out multiplayer. That came after inspiration from the crew, and obviously Test Drive was the originator from my memory. But it's always nice to jump back to Horizon, and thankfully them being on PC means that we can do that and continuously bump up the resolution, bump up the frame rate, and one day we need to retexture it now. But it does look really good. Don't you agree? Let me know down in the comments, what is your favorite Horizon game? And I'm going to tell you, Horizon 3 is good, but ultimately Horizon 5, objectively, is the better game. But your opinion on your favorite can be different. Check out this video if you're into Horizon. I've got you covered. Smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.